Washington Federals coach Ray York. You're trailing 21-0. What can you tell your team that changes things, that could change their mindset getting ready for the second half?
Well, maybe a quick kick and wait for a break. I don't know. Chicago played well in the first half and made some big catches, made some big plays, and we just got our people to settle down. They're a little excited and get them to settle down and play football.
What in your game plan specifically do you have to change to change this tide for you?
Well, we got to stop Chicago and we've got to start moving the football. We haven't done that, and I hope Hohensee will be able to go in there this half and do a good job.
Hohensee will start the second half?
Yes, he will.
All right. Are you disconsolate right now?
No, I'm just trying to get back to the bench. That's
okay,
all.
I will let you.
Okay,
thank you very much, Ray. Back to you, Jim and Lee.
Thanks a lot, Al, and thanks to Ray York for taking the time to spend a moment with us. The blitz will be starting with the football, or at least receiving the kickoff as the second half begins. And the rain, I think, is beginning to fall again. It is indeed. So the field is probably going to get a little bit wetter as we go along. A couple of observations on the first half, Lee. Mark of the Federals' futility on offense. None of their possessions, and they had 7 of them, lasted more than 1.5 minutes. So they couldn't sustain anything at all. I said early in the ballgame that Landry is not regarded as a mobile quarterback, but I'm a little surprised at his footwork. He was only sacked once, despite being under pressure several times. That's been a factor in his success.
I think his experience, I think his ability, he's played so long and has a good feeling about himself, and I think that one of the interesting statistics right there, the team that runs the football usually wins 80% of the football games. So they're controlling the line of scrimmage with 101 yards rushing compared to 19. Forget the passing yardage. Look at that rushing yardage, and you can find a winner most of the time.
15 first downs to 1, 271 total yards to 27. I don't know when I've seen a half more dominated by one team. Jim Stone, number 42 out of Notre Dame, has the football for the blitz. And Stone gets it across the 30 to the 33-yard line before Mike Hurst, reserve defensive back, made the stop. 23-yard run back for Jim Stone. And the blitz will bring the same offense onto the field. We will be looking for Landry, number 11, Wayman Buggs, 88, and Trumaine Johnson, 2, are the wide receivers, and they are both in the ball game. The tight end is Paul Ricker, 86, and the backs are Kevin Long, 48, and Tim Spencer, 46. Ricker comes in motion. Long has the football, and a pickup of a long 2, maybe a short 3 before Ron Estee made the stop. Those are the people I just mentioned: Landry, Spencer, Long, who's had a surprisingly good first half. The line: Ricker, Taylor, Stevenson, Pursuit, Norman, and Ayer. And there's really neither one of those two sides that Allen and his staff regard as significantly stronger than the other. They could go either direction on short yardage situations. Landry's stats in the first half, and as I said in the first half, it hasn't always been this easy for Greg Landry, who had some rocky moments in the NFL. Blitz gets to Landry. The ball did not come loose. It was Bob Schubert who burst through the gap and nailed Landry, but Landry was able to hand the football off.
They were trying to trap play that time, and they linebacker blitz. Now, this is all part of something different the coach has to do. Blitz more.
There's the defense for the Federals. Drew Taylor had a pretty good first half. Boyd Bacon got in there a couple of times, showed that he can still move. Baxley was far and away the leading tackler from his middle linebacker position. Jeff Brown and Greg Butler are the men who are going to have to try to do something about Trumaine Johnson in this half. On third down, the nickelback, Mike Guess, is in the game, and Spencer has the first down as the blitz continue their methodical precision on third down plays out to the 47-yard line. A first down before Schubert made the tackle. 13-yard gain.
Now watch Spencer come out of the backfield. He checks his linebacker and he comes out. You wonder why he's so deep? There's 2 guys on Trumaine Johnson. That's why. Nice catch, catches the ball, breaks the tackle. I'm very impressed with 45, Schubert. He's made about 70% of the tackles in the clutch situations, number 45. First-year
pro out of New Mexico. On first down, Landry wants Trumaine Johnson and has it. Short game as Johnson was coming back for the ball. Greg Butler dragged him down, number 28. He's been getting quite a workout. Pick up a 5, Lee. Go ahead.
Butler's got a problem, see, because every time Johnson runs down there, he's been beating him deep, right? So he gives him a lot of room, all of a sudden he stops and he throws the ball in front of him. Great timing.
It will be second down, a long 5. Johnson gave up about 4 yards after he caught the ball. The crowd cheers for the Federals cheerleaders who are circling the field. Landry, under pressure again, gets the ball away down the middle. That's the tight end Paul Ricker, who has the first down in Washington territory inside the 40.
Ricker is so wide open, he looks like he popped out of the ground. And the reason why he was open is they double covered both of the wideouts, the high price guys, and left the Ricker right in the middle, wide open. That's a tough philosophy. You put both guys outside deep and hook that middle guy in the middle from Norwich. Where's that?
Football Factory. First down 10. Trumaine.
Watch out.
Third time today they've used the play. Third time today it has worked for good yardage. Butler made the tackle, but not before Johnson picked up another Chicago first down at the 25-yard line.
Now watch, they changed his play a little bit. They faked and threw the guy the ball, Johnson, and he comes up behind the linemen who make great plays. Now, you know what they did different that time? They put a man in motion. Very interesting strategy. Put a man in motion, left that guy out, Butler, by himself. Boy, that's tough. 2 steps up, gets the ball. Tremaine, 75's coming out there. Taylor, the guy from Northwestern, makes a good block. Tremaine Johnson's a dynamite player.
8 catches now for 131 yards for Tremaine Johnson.
9.
Oh, he got it. That time, a pretty good play by Butler and 26, Donnie Harris, who got over to help out. Here's Greg Butler, 27 years old, big-time cornerback in Canadian Football League.
There's a timing play, throws the ball to the corner. Butler's got 7 years experience, and that's why he makes a great play here. He looks up at the last minute, deflection. Tremaine Johnson is human. He missed one.
Johnson is to the far side on second down 10. This is Kevin Long. Flags are down as Long gets about 5 yards down inside the 20-yard line. Donnie Harris made the stop for the Federals. Holding call, which really helps the Washington Federals at this point. They need some kind of opportunity to tee off and put pressure on Landry and try to get the blitz out of field goal range.
I'm not sure, but I believe this is about the first major penalty that the Blitz has had. They've been playing very, very well for a first ball game.
10-yard penalty. Moves the ball to the 32-yard line, and now it will be second down 20 from there. No penalties so far for the Federals. They've been perfect in that area. The blitz, 4 penalties for 25 yards in the ball game. We haven't seen one of the new pass interference calls. Landry's going to go down, and now they're out of field goal range. Number 55, Ronnie Este, a real pro, 31 years old, 10-year veteran out of LSU.
He plays with great enthusiasm. That's why I like him. Let all those Tigers play like that down in Bayou Country. Awful good pass rusher.
Spent most of his career in the Canadian Football League, was a big star at Edmonton under the coaching of Ray Yawk.
He's not very tall. You notice he's about 6'2", but he's a very, very fine pass rusher because of his great attitude and the hustle.
That height is no doubt the reason he wound up in Canada instead of in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Tremaine Johnson back in the game. Kevin Long on third down gets only a couple, and the Federals have managed to stop a blitz drive. Bob Schubert, number 45, who, as you said, makes a lot of clutch tackles, was there along with 50 Ed Baxley.
Schubert's playing because I think Supanik's been hurt. I haven't seen him play much lately, and I saw him working on his shoulder down there before. The linebacker
came into the game being bothered by a bruised thigh.
Okay, he's out from Miami of Ohio. That's why
Schubert's gotten an opportunity to play and has made something of it.
This is an interesting call here. They're on the 35-yard line, and they're going to punt it.
There are 3 men back in receiving position for the Federals.
You want to bet a nickel they take a penalty? That Goes to show you what I know.
Just to show you what I know, I didn't take the bet. Corral hits it into the end zone. The ball will come out to the 20.
You know, if he'd have taken a penalty, that'd have been on the 1.
So, Washington will have its first possession of the second half with the ball at their own 20 when we come back. Washington trails 21-0, and we are about to learn whether they have come up with some adjustments on offense at halftime, which will enable them to move the football after a 1 first down first half against Allen's defense. Mike Hohensee still in the game at quarterback, and he throws complete to Craig James. One thing we know, James, I should say, is going to be a pretty good receiver.
He's very good coming out of the backfield, Jim. Now here's Hohensee coming in a ball game and everybody's juiced up, but it isn't only him, it's that line protection. Hohensee played in Minnesota and I coached against him.
There's a mark of how much Craig James is going to be carrying in terms of responsibility this year for the Federals. The only man to have lugged the football today for the Federals offense. To the far side. That is where Hohensee looks as he rolls. Instead, it was Reggie Smith he was trying to hit. And the pass was too high for Smith. Frankly, most of them are.
Smith's he's very short, but he runs good patterns. He run an out pattern right there, and they rolled Hohensee out. The reason why the quarterback is rolling out like that, he's not very tall, and therefore he can't see over the lineman, so he sees around them. Hohensee has been behind at Minnesota before and can bring a team back, so don't leave.
As one who coached against him in the Big Ten, what are his primary characteristics? I mean, his biggest attributes as a quarterback?
Competitiveness. Watch him come back.
Third down, 4 yards to go. Under pressure, Hohensee misses. Hard to tell whether he was looking for James or for Mark Brown. I'm going to guess Mark Brown. Either way, it was incomplete. Kip Lathrop, number 70, was the man who was in Hohensee's face as he tried to deliver the ball. So the Federals do just about as well on offense the first time in the second half as they did throughout the first half, picking up 6 yards but no first down. There's Lenny Willis out of Ohio State, who is deep to receive this kick from Steve Hoffman. Longest kick in the ball game, 37 yards. I wonder if this smaller ball is significantly harder to punt. Frank Corral told me that it's much harder to keep on line, he thinks, on place kicks.
I think it depends on what kind of a strong leg you got.
Willis is going to run this one back.
Watch out.
Special teams have always been a trademark of George Allen's teams. He didn't like the way they played in the first half. This time they're off to a good start. 15-yard return on a 32-yard punt. We'll be back. We've got 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter of this football game, with the Blitz leading 21-0. In the first half, they had great field position on all of their possessions, which they were able to utilize to create this lopsided margin in first downs. And the pattern repeats. They start this first possession of the second half at the Washington Federals' 44-yard line. Second possession of the second half, I should say. This time Landry throws the ball right into the hands of Doug Green, the strong safety out of Texas A&I, and Doug Green couldn't hold on. Drew Taylor was putting pressure on Landry, who could find no receiver, threw the ball away down the middle.
Watch, they fake Spencer, but they get a good pass rush there by Taylor. He whips, the man comes back, and there's 45, Schubert again. I think this guy would, I think he was shocked at the ball. He threw the ball to him. I don't think Green had any idea.
Well, he was trying to turn his body around a little bit backwards to get to the football and just couldn't get his hands on it.
Did you notice Schubert back in there again? 206 pounds.
Spencer is going to be swarmed under on the outside as the Federals defense begins to look a little bit more aggressive. And now, with Chicago leading here 21-0, let's go to Frank Gifford in New York.
Thank you, Jim. The LA Express making it tough on the New Jersey Generals. Tom Ramsey replaced Mike Ray in the second quarter. This is his second touchdown pass of the game, going out to Vister Hayes. Vister Hayes obviously had little or no coverage on that. He gets in to make it 20-9. Herschel Walker on the day, 12 attempts, 46 yards. Back to you, Lance.
Spencer out of the ball game now here at RFK Stadium, and Doug Dennison, number 21, is in for the first time. You might remember him with the Dallas Cowboys. Trumaine Johnson is to the top of your screen. That's where Landry is looking. Now he's under pressure. Ronnie Este was there, and so was 79 Coy Bacon. Well, Coy Bacon is fun to watch. He's going to give the Federals fans a few thrills here this year, just as he gave Redskins fans a thrill playing for Washington.
All right, here's Esty, a 10-year veteran, and there's Bacon, a 15-year veteran. Between these two guys, that's 25 years of football, and it shows right there. Estes misses them, grabs them, and then 79 Bacon jumps on top. Those two guys are playing wonderful football, but I tell you what, they can't play any better as long as they've been playing. They got to get tired sooner or later.
16 is Reggie Smith. 22 is Buddy Hardiman as they wait for the punt from Corral. He gets it away. A low liner, which is going to go out of bounds at the 18-yard line of Washington. So that'll be an effective 42-yard kick for Frank Corral, and the Federals will begin again with poor field position when we come back. Back in RFK Stadium in Washington, where the favored Chicago Blitz are leading 21-0 over the Washington Federals. The Federals have looked a little bit feistier, particularly on defense here in the third quarter. They still have yet to do anything on offense. Mike Hohensee, rookie from Minnesota, calls the count. This is Craig James. James has about 4 tough yards. One of the 2-star rookie running backs in this game, and Al Lerner is with the other one, Tim Spencer.
Was he unhappy that you're not coming out and throwing more points on the board early?
No, he just said that we're going to go back to basics and do what we do best and get our running game and our passing game together, and that's about what he said.
They're proud that you're Ohio State right now, you think?
Pardon me?
They're proud of you at Ohio State right now?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope they're proud of our whole team.
Okay, thank you very much.
In case you're wondering, Spencer says that he is headed back to Ohio State this summer to continue progress toward his degree. Again, Craig James with the football. He continues to be the only Washington Federal ball carrier who has carried the ball from scrimmage today. This time he got about 3. Junior IU, number 77, made the tackle.
And you might wonder why Coach Yock is running the football at those people with a 21-0 deficit. The reason he is doing that is to keep that pass rush down. He's got to keep those linemen off his quarterback, Hohensee. This man's a good football coach and has coached a long time. He knows what he's doing.
3rd and 3 for the Feds, who are 0-7, or 0-4-7, I should say, on 3rd down. Haven't gotten a first down since the first quarter. James is going to carry the football, and the crowd goes bonkers for the Federals' second first down of the ball game. Maurice Tyler, number 20, the backup cornerback, whom you may remember from his NFL days, came up to make the stop. Craig James, on his 11th carry, picks up the second first down of the game for Washington.
They ran the ball 3 times. That was good strategy, and Craig James made great movement, but has tremendous speed to get to the outside. I think Minifield has been out, number 1, and they're playing Tyler more defensive corner, aren't they?
That is, in fact, the case. Minifield has not been in the ball game. We are now told that Minifield has a dislocated knee. This time, Craig James gets a rude greeting from Kip Lathrop at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down 10. A look at the Washington Federals bench. The uniform is not green and black because that is the color on the dollar. It is green and black because that is the color of Beryl Bernard's yacht. He is the owner of the ball club. The Blitz, incidentally, just for the record, are owned by Dr. Ted Dietrich, a man named Willard Harris, who is a construction magnate in Southern California, and George Allen, part owner of the ball club. Buddy Hardiman in on 2nd down 10. The pass is complete to Mark Brown, and Brown is out to the 46-yard line for a 17-yard gain and another Federals first down, and that represents the most potent offensive output of the day by Washington.
And now watch Brown. He'll go out about 10 yards and slow down. Now, if you'll see, he makes a little kind of a fake like he was going to go down. It's a delay pattern. He's coming underneath the clear man, makes good concentration, breaks a tackle there, and goes forward. That's great. Great play by Mark Brown.
And on first down, Hardiman comes back into the ball game, or check it. Mayberry goes back into the ball game replacing Hardiman. James is hit right at the line of of scrimmage and continues to get rough work. Kit Lathrop again, number 70, rookie out of Arizona State, was the man who made the stop. Interestingly, despite the Blitz affection for, or the Blitz coaching staff's affection for veteran ball players, with Joe Ehrman and Carl Lorch and Junior IU, a few graybeards along the front four, their coaches said that Kit Lathrop, the rookie, had actually been the most impressive of their defensive linemen in training camp.
Absolutely, a rookie from Arizona State, played for Darrell Rogers.
Second down 10. Walters is to the far side, number 17. Owensy has James open but doesn't want to throw to him. Now he throws back across, and Joey Walters has another first down for Washington, although a flag has gone down.
They might call an offensive lineman downfield.
Kit Lathrop was the man who forced Owensy out of the pocket on that play. To be offensive holding. The hands call would have been a pickup of more than 10 yards, but it's apparently going to be nullified by a penalty against Washington. First penalty of the ball game against the Federals.
Owensy will roll out. Now you see why I was talking about his height. He rolls out to the right. He's getting good pressure. There's Baxley in the middle. He's directing, and this is what he does best of all. Picks up the second receiver, throws it back. Great play right there. They call illegal use of the hands, and that's Joey Walter, the Canadian that just come into the club. He's going to be a fine football player also.
Illegal hands by the offense. Second down.
Usually that means that an offensive lineman pushed a defensive lineman, extending his hand straight out.
The penalty moves the ball back to the Washington 45, where it will be second down 11. Eddie Brown is in the ball game as defensive back. Blitz. Owensy got away and now is going to be dropped. Number 77, Junior IU, tackled Owensy from behind. It was 56, Ed Smith, who was on the blitz.
Watch Junior IU right at number 77. He's a 10-year veteran from Arizona State. He starts the outside, sees a quarterback, but watch his quickness right there. Boy, he's a lean, good-looking football player. Junior IU, number 77 from Arizona State, and a 10-year veteran of professional football.
12 years ago, he had a great game for Arizona State in a Peach Bowl Blizzard win against North Carolina. Had a lot of great games in the Canadian Football League. Third down now for the Federals. Owensy gets toward the sideline, throws back down the middle again, looking for Joey Walters, but this time he threw behind him. Walters was pretty well covered by Ed Smith.
That time the offensive line did a nice job, except the blitz used a twist. One man went one area, and the other one come back and took his place, and they chased that poor Owensy for his life. I don't know how much he gets paid, but he don't get paid enough for being out there getting chased like that. Oh.
Lenny Willis is now deep to receive, and Steve Hoffman is back to punt the ball away for Washington as they try to pin the blitz deep in their territory for one of the first times all day. Calls the fair catch and makes it at the 18-yard line. So, out in Los Angeles, the LA Express are beating the New Jersey Generals. Here in Washington, the Blitz are beating the Washington Federals, and we'll be back. The clock shows you the time remaining in the third quarter in RFK Stadium as Greg Landry and the Chicago Blitz offense come up to the line of scrimmage. First down, following a punt, the ball's at the 18-yard line of Chicago. Bugs is in motion. The give is to Tim Spencer, and Spencer shows some nifty feet and picking up about 5 yards. You're always looking for somebody short to interview on the sidelines, and Al Lerner has found someone.
This is Reggie Smith of the Federals, the smallest man on the field at 5'4", but yet you've had a pass reception today. You think they have to go more to you to get back in the game?
I think so, because of the way they're playing over there on my side, I'm open most on every pattern that we ran so far, and hopefully that we'll start throwing on my side again.
Okay, I'll tell Ray Yock right now. Thanks, Reggie.
I think we can automatically assume that Reggie will do something to pass that information along. Second down 3. They gave Spencer 7 yards on the first play. This time he's wrapped up out there on the corner on an excellent open field tackle by Doug Green. Texas A&I, he played with the Cardinals and the Bills.
That's one of his favorite plays from Ohio State. It's called a toss sweep that USC made famous. They just put everybody in front of him and he tries to find daylight. But that Green came up real well, made a hard tackle high, made a great play. But you know what Reggie says, every receiver on every pass play says they're open. You ever had it fail?
Nature of the beast. Tremaine Johnson this time to the near side. Buggs is in the slot. 3rd and 2. Give to Kevin Long, and this time he is wrapped up. And that is becoming a bit predictable because Long had gotten a call on every short yardage play all day. This time Ronnie Este and Coy Bacon made the play.
Notice Este and Bacon are the guys making the big plays for him. That's experience, and that's what you expect from those two guys, and good leadership. You know what's happened to the blitz? It happens a lot. They get ahead 21-0 and they kind of go to sleep. You notice they don't have that quite, Jim, they don't have that that zip to them yet.
There's Frank Corral. The man in the middle at the right of your screen is Reggie Smith, who has provided a few of the very few moments of excitement for Washington today. Good kick by Corral. Drives Smith back inside his 30 to the 29. But he's got some room. Oh! Good tackle.
Nice try.
Excellent saving tackle in the open field by 42 Jim Stone. Then the flag went down after another Chicago player put the hit on Smith. So we'll wait to see what the penalty call is as Reggie Smith collects his bearings and heads back to the sideline.
It's either clipping or blocking below the waist. You know they have a rule in this league that you cannot block on kicks below the waist. That's done for the safety of the football players, and it's an excellent rule. There's so many knee injuries by blocking below the waist. They eliminate most of them with that simple rule right there.
It has long been said that an enormously high proportion of the injuries, particularly the serious injuries in football, come on kicking plays, special teams plays. Do you think it's still true to such a dramatic degree, Lee?
Yes, I think it is, and basically it's because of that rule that they used to be able to block below the waist. Now see, with this elimination, the team blocks higher, there's less knee injuries.
Personal foul, flipping during the run back. First thing.
On the play, the third quarter expired. So you're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. That's the end of the third quarter, 21-0. We'll return for the fourth after this message and a word for our local station.
Dick Bilski is the offensive coordinator. You notice he's getting the information from upstairs and calling the plays from the sideline.
Was a star at Maryland and College Park, very close to here in his collegiate playing days 28 years ago under Jim Tatum. Owensy's pass is batted into the air. 71, Carl Lorch, an old George Allen favorite, was there to tip it up. Lorch, 32 years old, 6-year veteran out of Southern Cal. He was one of the players on Allen's Washington Redskin teams, and now here he is back with Allen and the Blitz. There are the third quarter stats. Not much change.
Again, that major statistic, 106 yards rushing to 29. If you cannot control the line of scrimmage running the football, it puts too much pressure on the pass protection.
Mayberry. Net and drop. 25, Eddie Brown played it perfectly along with Ed Smith, the outside linebacker. And there is the first completed game in the United States Football League. Steve Spurrier's Tampa Bay Bandits pulling out a victory over the Boston Breakers. Spurrier has his first win ever as a head coach. Tampa Bay is off to a successful start. Tampa Bay is in the Central Division with the Chicago Blitz. Boston Breakers are in the Atlantic Division with the Washington Federals. Greg James was slowed down enough by Eddie Brown that the rest of the Blitz defense was able to react and get there and prevent him from picking up first down yardage. Junior Ayu was in on the tackle, so was Ed Smith. But that will bring up another kicking situation for the Federals, and this time Hoffman will have to stand back at about his 10. Lenny Willis, who has been the punt returner for the Blitz on all but a couple of occasions, is back alone, and it looks like they're going to go for the block again. Minifield, the hot man, number 1, who was coming close before, is out of the ball game with a dislocated knee. They didn't go for the block. Instead, they're setting up the return. Willis doesn't call the fair catch, and he pays for it. Number 24, Willie Holly, backup cornerback, was downfield to hit him. 37-yard punt by Hoffman, and a return of 0 by Lenny Willis. And with 13:15 to go in the ball game and the Blitz leading 21-0, we'll be back. There are the numbers on Greg Landry in his first USFL game. Did I say Glegg? I meant Greg, of course. And he will start the Blitz offense now. First down 10 from the 39-yard line. Spencer is out of the ball game. The running backs are 21 Doug Dennison and 42 Jim Stone. We get a new backfield. This is Stone. His first carry. Pickup of 8 yards before John Zupancic, number 51, who's back in the ball game after a long rest, made the stop.
All right, with a 21-0 lead, this is a good opportunity to get Stone and Dennison in there. Stone was a very fine football player for Notre Dame as a tailback. Dennison's an excellent blocker. That combination, I think they're going to move the ball effectively.
George Allen has never been a run-up-the-score coach. He tends to go into a conservative mode and protect a lead like this as the game goes on. More interested in winning than in spectacular scores.
I would think right now they're going to just come out and drive the ball and give the other teams that they're going to play next week plenty of things to look at. But basically nothing special, because if they can just continue to move the ball on the ground, the clock's going to run out on the Federals team.
At the 49-yard line of Washington, Stone picked up a first down. There's Allen's coaching record at RFK, including one victory with the Rams over the Redskins in 1969. The other 42 wins were with the Redskins. First down 10. The Federals 49. Bugs in motion. Trumaine Johnson has not used the second half as his personal showcase the way he did the first half.
Well, again, that's the same principle. Don't use your best players now and break their legs with a 21-0 lead.
Stone has now carried the ball 3 times in a row. That time Baxley met him and dropped him for a gain of only a yard, so it'll be second down 9. Allen's in an interesting position. In his coaching mode, he would be thinking one thing, and that's obviously the mode he's in now, but he's also president, part owner, and a big part of the early promotion of this league, and from a business standpoint, a 42-0 score wouldn't look too good. Trumaine Johnson, just as I mentioned that he had been quiet.
Just as I mentioned, he might break his legs.
He does neither. Donnie Harris made the stop, but Johnson on the play has a gain of 12 and a first down.
Okay, you can wonder, where is that defensive back? Where he's back. You see, you can't even see him in a picture. Boom. He hits on a perfect timing cut. Trumaine Johnson has got so much speed, he scares a guy. He's 9 catches for 144 yards. Oh, that's a career for some guys.
First down is at the 37-yard line of Washington. Bugs in motion. Blitz. Landry gets it away. And the Trumaine Johnson show has again begun, and this time it's a gain of about 7. And let's go to Al on the sidelines with Junior Ayu.
Junior, I don't know why they call you Junior.
I'm named after my father.
Now, Junior, the defense is controlling this game. This is the way George Allen wants it, yes?
Yes, it's exactly how he wanted it. We had a very fantastic game plan. We're following it to the T.
Is this fun for you today?
Yes. Every time you're winning, it's fun.
How did I know you were going to say that? Let's go back to the game.
Benny Smith out now, and Tony Suber in at defensive tackle for the Federals. Smith has played well in some instances, and Jim Stone is dropped by Schubert as once again 206-pound Bob Schubert shows his stuff.
You know, he's not not very big, but he's got great movement. And Schubert has been impressive to me because he's around the ball all the time. Now watch, he'll give the ball a stone and he'll break it to the outside. Watch, number 73 pulls. He's going to break the outside, but here's Schubert. Gets off the blocker and pulls him down. I tell you what, I like that football player. 206 pounds and all man.
Attendance here has definitely been affected by the weather. It is still raining. They had hoped for more than 30,000, and they may not have that many. Landry throws into the end zone. Flag is down as he overthrows Trumaine Johnson. And while we wait for the penalty call, let me just lay this fact on you. Attendance at Tampa Bay today, where there's never a problem getting people to come to a football game, 42,407. It was not like that when the AFL started in 1961. You can see that the call is going to be against Washington. Or is it? Ronnie Estee doesn't think so. And I think we're going to go the other way.
Maybe they're going to flip.
Offsides against the Federals, so they'll mark that off after the caucus took place here near Capitol.
Offside, number 55, first down.
That's why Estes was saying it's against them. He didn't want to be caught.
Hey, even if I was over there, I was drawn off, right?
Exactly. That was a good call because it was anything less than 5 yards. You like to go on a second count and draw them offside. That's exactly what the blitz did.
The ball's at the 25-yard line as the blitz try to spread the lead from 21 zip up to 28. And now Landry wants to go talk to George Allen and the rest of the offensive brain trust. And with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, we will be back in RFK Stadium with Chicago Blitz leading the Washington Federals 21-0. And there is George Allen patrolling the sidelines as always. He goes to the face with his hands. That has always been an Allen characteristic. Let's zip the jacket up just a little bit. Now back to the mouth with the hand again. Almost looks like a third base coach most of the time on the sidelines.
He's won 71% of his games, but the proudest of all is he has a winning edge over the Dallas Cowboys.
Lenny Willis in motion to the far side. And Doug Dennison out of Kutztown State, formerly with the Dallas Cowboys, takes the football for about a 4-yard ride before Donnie Harris stopped him.
It's just basic football right now. George Allen knows he's got the ball game won if he can just control the line of scrimmage and use the clock. He's no longer playing the feds. He's now playing the clock. There's 8:36 to go, and every time he runs it, the clock continues to run.
Second down, 6. Trumaine Johnson again, and this time he's inside the 15 and down to the 12-yard line.
Okay, you cannot stop this guy. Now watch him. He drives himself deep. He's driving Brown deep. Driving Brown deep. He turns. It's a timing cut. He comes back towards the ball. Watch the hand and eye coordination. Great throw. Get out of bounds. Take whatever you can. Terrific play by Landry and Johnson. They will be as good as anybody there is in this league. No question about it.
He was working against the rookie, Jeff Brown, out of Liberty Baptist that time. The Federals lost defensive back Don Burrell, a Canadian veteran who would have played a good deal, to an injury last week. Stone with the football, and he gets it down to about the 10-yard line.
If George Allen gets an opportunity here and he doesn't score, he'll kick a field goal. You know why? I don't think their kicking game and place kicking has been very impressive. Do you, Jim?
No, I don't think the kicking game has been terribly impressive. Corral has only been in camp a week, and while he says his leg is in top shape, I would tend to doubt whether he is the same Frank Corral who used to kick for the Rams.
And they had one blocked.
2-yard gain by Dennison on first down. It's now second down 8. Check it was Stone. In the end zone, touchdown. And that That is Paul Ricker out of Norwich University. Where is Norwich University? Don't call our switchboard. It's in Vermont.
All right.
Good call.
Good call. The guy told us. Now, what happened on that situation, quarterback will go back. He's looking for Johnson on the outside, but they double covered both outside men, so he throws the ball right in the middle, wide open. Ricker, good hand-eye coordination, and catches the ball. And another look at this one, you'll love it. Watch the quarterback. He's looking to throw the ball to Johnson. See him looking outside? All of a sudden, he looks inside. It's one-man coverage, number 50. Bexley cannot cover. Ricker, touchdown.
And that makes it 28-0. So, with 7 minutes, 33 seconds to go in the ball game, the Chicago Blitz, who up to that drive were scoreless in the second half, have added the fourth touchdown, set up by the passes to Trumaine Johnson, and it's now 28-0 Chicago. 61-yard drive in 10 plays. Again, the Blitz kept the ball for more than 5 minutes. All Ricker getting the touchdown on an 11-yard TD pass from Greg Landry, and that's definitely a pleasant moment for Ricker, who, as I told you earlier, replaced Tim Reitman at tight end for the Blitz when Reitman went down with a knee injury. Reitman was really the first big-name Collegian to sign a USFL contract. He did it back in August of last year. Good kick. Reggie Smith is face masked down, and that was bad. A difficult moment.
Yeah, that's a 15-yard penalty, and I'll tell you why that is. That's a dangerous play. You could really hurt a young football player's neck grabbing a face mask. That's why it's a 15-yard penalty and the most severe in football.
Reserve defensive end Troy Thomas is number 79 who grabbed the face mask. There's nothing more dangerous in football than this.
And a lot of times it's not done intentionally. Watch it. He doesn't do it intentionally. He just reaches out. Oh, wait a minute.
So the 15-yard penalty will take the ball all the way out to the 43-yard line. Well, not only did he probably not do it intentionally, you put your hand there on any other player and you're going to hit him around the shoulder pads or the chest somewhere. It's only on Reggie Smith that you get the face mask at that height.
That's right.
Smith goes in motion to the far side. The pass comes back to James on the near side, and James has a pickup of about 3, and let's check in with Al Lerner, who is with Greg Landry.
Greg, the return to football is a pleasant one, no doubt.
Well, Al, so far it's been real fun. I think George has gotten us ready, and we had a lot of rain out in Phoenix, so it looks like we're ready for it.
Trumaine Johnson, having him to throw to has made you look better, no doubt.
Well, Trumaine would be great in any professional league, and I think he's going to have a great career in this league.
I saw your thumb in some ice water before. What's the matter?
Well, I sprained it a little bit in the first period, but, you know, when you win and you never have any injuries, they all seem to disappear.
Greg Landry, the quarterback. Thank you.
Reggie Smith and Joey Walters go to the far side of the screen. Excuse me, Lee.
I was going to say, I think you've seen the last of that Landry. I don't know if they're warming him up, but Cagle's got to come.
Well, there is someone warming up on the far side, and it is indeed Tim Cagle. So, Jerry Faust, if you're watching, your old high school QB, Tim Cagle, is apparently coming in. The walk-off is going to be against the Federals. As we look at the 3 divisions in the United States Football League, there's the Atlantic, the Breakers, the Generals, the Stars, who are playing in Denver today, and the Washington Federals. Then the Central Division, the Birmingham Stallions, Chicago Blitz, the Michigan Panthers, who signed Anthony Carter, and the Tampa Bay Bandits. And in the Pacific Division, it's the Arizona Wranglers, the Denver Gold, coached by Red Miller, the Los Angeles Express, and the Oakland Invaders, where John Ralston is the key man in charge. Down, Junior IU is going to be in there to dump Mike Hohensee, and that will make it 3rd and a lot of territory for the Washington Federals.
You know, talking to the coaches yesterday at the practice session, they were very impressed with IU's quickness off the ball. And remember, in Canada, he used to be a yard back. He thinks he's died and went to heaven in this league.
Reggie Smith, big catch. It's going to be short of a first down, but it's bound to help Hohensee's confidence as he tries to grow into the season here.
Do you know why that play worked, Jim? There was no huddle. They double covered Smith. He makes a good break. He gets him slowed down, and Hohensee hits him with a perfect play. But the reason why that play was good, there was no huddle.
Here's another one on which the Federals are coming to the line quickly. On 4th down, they need 7 for the first down, and they've got it. Joey Walters is inside the 40 to the 37-yard line, and Luther Bradley, getting a call for the first time today, made the stop. Luther Bradley out of Notre Dame playing free safety.
All right, there's Hohensee back in the pocket, throws a shot right in the middle of Walter. He's wide open. They double covered everybody else outside.
16-yard gain on the play. Again, the Federals hurry it up. Good catch by Hardeman. He slips one man and has another first down inside the 30 to about the 27.
The Federals are in their 2-minute drill, which means they call the play on the line of scrimmage. That's effective because Washington is moving the football now and also trying to beat that clock.
This one is going to come back as you look at Tim Cagle warming up on the sideline. Cagle in his senior year at Notre Dame was the starter for part of the time. Jerry Faust took a lot of heat from people who thought that Blair Keel should instead be the starter. Some suspected that perhaps Jerry was partial to Cagle because Cagle had played for him at Moeller High School in Cincinnati. But Cagle, when he came out of Moeller, Lee Corso, was one of the most highly recruited, if not the most heavily recruited quarterbacks in the country.
Let me tell you, there's not a coach in the world or in the history of football that plays a player because of favoritism. You play the best football player to help you win.
The penalty against Washington moved the ball back. It was ineligible receiver downfield. It is a loss of down and 10-yard penalty. So it's 2nd down 20 as the ball is almost picked off by Eddie Brown. Now it's going to be 3rd down 20 for the Federals. Joe Ehrman was the man who was rushing Hohensee on the play.
Good
Ready for this? Denver attendance, 45,102 for the Denver Gold. Now, it's hard to tell how many people are in a stadium like this when it's raining like this because a lot of people have left. Announced attendance here at RFK, 38,010. I think this league is off to a better start today than a lot of people might have suspected would be the case.
Absolutely.
In terms of paid attendance. Hohensee throws complete to little Reggie Smith. And Smith is back to the 35-yard line before Maurice Tyler stops him. So that is going to make it 4th down. And let's call it 8 yards to go for the first down.
Hohensee's moving his club with this quick release. He's coming back. He's sending 5 men out and just picking the wide open man. He's calling a plays on the line of scrimmage. But they're blitzing him.
Gets away. Throws back. Caught. Flag is for defensive pass interference. It'll be a moot point as number 82, Walker Lee, first-year player out of North Carolina, made the big catch, the first catch of his United States Football League career.
All right, now watch Hohensee. He sets up, and I've seen him do this twice against me when I was at Indiana and Minnesota. He's rolling out. He's got great vision. He throws across his body. Perfect shot.
And that's going to be first down for the Federals.
You notice when Hohensee's in the ball game, excitement because he can move, see, and it can't tee off on him. McQuilkin had a problem because he was sitting back in the pocket like a sitting duck.
Well, the Big Ten has become a passing league in the last 4 or 5 years, and this guy was one of the better ones in
No
Minnesota.
question. They blitz him, but watch, he got away from the blitz. And he's chasing him down in 74. Ehrman is chasing him. He throws the ball complete. Tyler on pass interference.
A moot point because the catch was made, so the penalty was declined. Now Eddie Brown in the game as the nickel back. Washington throwing on every down, so the Blitz have 5 defensive backs, and there's Joey Walters inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. And this augurs well for Washington's offense as the season goes along. Luther Bradley made the stop. The Federals may have found who their quarterback should be.
Absolutely. I could have told him before the game started. Guy, we never did stop that kid in Minnesota. Watch. He's got great vision. He stops back. He's only about 5'10", stays in a pocket, very courageous, and zips the ball to Walter, the kid from Canada. Great play. They're going to score and go in with a positive approach.
You told me earlier that his biggest attribute was toughness, and he is certainly showing that in this instance. He would have folded up. Hardeman and James are the setbacks behind Hohensee on 1st and goal from the 5. He's going to throw, and it's picked off. Luther Bradley, number 27, got the football. Landry has his first United States Football League interception after a brief NFL career. And Chicago has stopped the first legitimate Washington scoring threat. 28-0 Chicago. We'll be back. We've got 4 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first United States Football League game for the Chicago Blitz and the Washington Federals. After Luther Bradley's interception at the 3-yard line, the Blitz will now try to gouge out a little breathing space. Landry is still in the ball game at quarterback. They did not bring in Cagle, as we might have expected. Dennison and Sohn are the setbacks behind Landry. We haven't seen Spencer in several minutes. That was Dennison with the football, and he was met abruptly. Number 21, Doug Green, is there.
What they're trying to do now is they're going to their short yardage offense. In other words, they got 2-3 tight ends in the ball game, and they're going to try to just push it out and let the clock run. It's 3:57 to go, and let the clock run it out.
You like the rebroadcast statement? Can you recite it by heart from having watched football games over the years?
Are you kidding me? I'm just lucky to be here.
About 4. This telecast is presented by the authority of the United States Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the United States Football League is prohibited.
Did you notice what he was doing that time? He was looking at the end zone. There's a big clock up there. There's a 30-second clock, and he watches it go down. 25, 24, 23, and he snaps the ball with only 2 seconds to go. That's outstanding coaching.
Landry has also played a few football games in his time.
Now watch him. He'll come up there at 10, 9. Now watch it. He'll snap the ball with 5.
That's at the far end of the stadium, away from Landry.
You can see it perfectly.
Uh-oh, here we go. Trumaine Johnson. Oh, good play. Good play. Jeff Brown. He's got reason to feel good about that one.
There goes Trumaine. Now he's just going to try to beat him on a little outside move. Brown plays this well. As soon as he looks up into his eyes, puts his hands up. Great deflection.
There are the deep men. 44 is Mike Guess, and 16 is Reggie Smith. Pint-sized dynamite. As Frank Corral standing near the back line of his end zone, and the Federals appear to be coming. They are right up the middle. Almost got it. The flag goes down, way downfield. And the kick rolls dead at the 50-yard line. And this is an interesting penalty call, because the flag was thrown in an area where absolutely nothing was happening.
I'm not sure they didn't have 12 guys on the field. That's why they got close to it. I'm not sure.
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're dead right.
That's why I thought they had a lot of guys up front with all the guys back.
Illegal procedure against the Federals. They're the two quarterbacks you've seen most of the day. Remember, Kim McQuilkin started the game for the Reds. There I go, the first time all day. Kim McQuilkin started the game for the Washington Federals, but came out in the second quarter.
We have 12 men on the field. Decline, first down.
That's interesting. George didn't want the ball back?
Well, no, it would have been 4th down. He'd had to punt it again, but
still would have been another
kicking situation. He figures a 50-yard line. You know, a defensive coach like Coach George Allen, if he could get a shutout in his first ball game, that would be almost utopia. It would be utopia, wouldn't it? Nothing?
Most great football coaches are satisfied for about 90 seconds with victories like this, right? And start thinking about the next one.
That's right.
Owense's throw is complete. Reggie Smith starts to pad the stats considerably. Maurice Tyler was there to make the stop for the blitz, and once again the Federals are in blitz territory.
Watch it, 5'4". Remember, he told us he was open. He comes down, breaks it out to the outside, and watch him go right down with the football. Well thrown. Beautiful play. He's caught 4 for 59 yards.
And this time Hohensee gets the ball into the Reggie Smith again. And it is another first down inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. And now the 2-minute warning is going to be given to both benches. And there are 2 minutes remaining in a game in which Chicago leads 28-0. Washington still working to try to get on the board, and we'll be back in RFK Stadium. Ball is at the 26-yard line. 2 minutes to go in a game that Chicago leads 28-0. Next week, on Saturday, the Blitz will be playing against Arizona at home. Then 2 weeks from now, on the 20th of March, they'll be at Denver. Or check it. Incomplete down the middle looking for Walters. It's the other way around. They are at Arizona next week. Then they'll have their first home game against Denver in Chicago on the 20th.
Okay, they came after Hohensee that time. I think there's no question in our mind that sign that said George Allen doesn't win here anymore. The coach wants a shutout. So he blitzed the quarterback from the outside. He might get one. But that situation also, Walter was open for a touchdown if he could have got it to him.
The Federals next week will be playing Los Angeles on Monday. And then on the 20th, they play at Boston.
Fumble.
He got back on top of it.
You know, Washington has showed really a fine spirit at the end, and Hohensee looks like the quarterback. That Walter and Smith look dynamite. James a good player. They'll be back. They got a nice team yet. Notice the center does not like the football. Well,
the official says
play.
Tough luck. 3rd down 4. So now they face a 4th down situation. Top international milers such as Eamon Coughlin, Sidney Marie, Tom Byers, John Walker on the picturesque shores of Ipanema Beach. That should be a beauty. Hohensee in the end zone. Another interception for Luther Bradley.
Okay, that was caused by the blitz. You watch White, the linebacker, and everybody else coming after the quarterback. George Allen wanted that shutout more than anything I know. Hohensee shouldn't be discouraged, because let me tell you something. They got a good football team. George Allen signed 268 players and cut 134 in one day. That's a Guinness Book of Records.
For sure. Now, it is often the pattern of professional football coaches that when you have a veteran quarterback like McQuilkin and a rookie like Hohensee, you may go back to McQuilkin after a performance like this. We'll have to see what happens next week. We'll be back in a minute in RFK. We've got 1 minute and 22 seconds left as George Allen returning to Robert F. Kennedy Stadium for the first time since December 17, 1977, when he went out as Redskins coach. Is headed toward a victory. Tim Cagle now in the ball game, replacing Greg Landry at quarterback for Chicago, and that's Jim Stones, who runs the football for a pickup of 6. It'll be 2nd down 4. The rain is falling harder right now than it has fallen all day. The Federals won't quit. They have called timeout to stop the clock. That was a good call also, to say the least. Dennison with the football.
It looks like George has built his football team around Landry on offense with Spencer and Johnson. Look like good football players. And on defense, Stan White and those veterans up front look like a pretty good team. With Luther Bradley from Muncie, Indiana, as a free safety. Looks like a very fine football player. At the end of the year, the team that's playing the best defense in the first ball game and all the way through will be in that championship July the 17th. The best defensive football team in this league.
Is met and stopped short of the first down. So unless he elects to go for it, Allen's team will have to kick the ball away, and the Federals will get one more shot. He's short of it only by a few inches. But that's a remarkable quality I think Allen has, to take guys like Greg Landry and Joe Federspiel and Stan White and Carl Lorch and Joe Ehrman and Junior IU, guys who have been in this game for quite a long time, who have been treated as professionals, who have adopted a professional approach, and to seemingly somehow put a lot of the little boy in it, back in it for them.
That's because it's his nature. That's the way he coaches. You know, you ever watch him? In fact, he gave me a good idea. When I got fired, he called me and said, Lee, I got a great book for you to read. I said, what is it? He said, Merry Christmas, you're fired. You know, he set the all-time record. He's the only guy who's been fired 4 times in coaching. Most of us don't last that long.
Baseball managers laugh at a stat like that, Lee.
But he's going to punt the ball because he wants that shutout. All defensive coaches love shutouts.
Finish the line.
Reggie Smith, deep to receive for the Federals. He's had quite a work day. Frank Corral back to kick it for the blitz. Trying to set a wall up for Smith. Now he's going to go the other way. I'll tell you, he looks just as good here today as he ever was with Atlanta. Coverage of United States Football League will continue next Sunday, 1:30 Eastern Time, New Jersey with Herschel Walker against Philadelphia with Kelvin Bryant. Junior IU. It is ruled an incomplete pass, an incomplete pass, so it'll be second down 10 as Owens's arm was in motion as IU got to him.
Junior's third sack.
Junior was there, so was Ehrman.
Junior IU is so quick off the ball, he just gets around the offensive lineman before he has a chance. Boy, he's a slender-looking defensive lineman, isn't he?
238 pounds, 6 feet 3 inches tall.
That's why he went to Canada. Must not have been bulky enough, but I tell you, he's a fine football player for a 10-year veteran.
Oh, there's a good throw down the middle, lofting it over the defenders to get it to Joey Walters, and Walters gets to the 34-yard line before Luther Bradley stopped him for the blitz. So with 23 seconds on the clock, Owensy still chucking away. The Federals are going to get one more chance to get on the scoreboard and mar George Allen's shutout. Smith and Walters both to the near side. Owensy, pass interference. Easy call. Even I could call that one. Ed Smith is the man who gets the flag, and now let's explain the new pass interference rules. Pass interference can be interpreted in this league as either intentional or unintentional. The intentional pass interference carries the penalty used by the National Football League. You get the ball at the spot of the infraction. The unintentional pass interference call calls for a 15-yard penalty marked off from the line of scrimmage.
Defensive pass interference, first down.
That was the 15-yard mark-off.
The reason they have that is so the guy throws the ball 56 yards down and tripped it in the 56-yard penalty.
In the end zone, he's open, and Owensy has a touchdown pass. Walker Lee, a walk-on at North Carolina, a walk-on in the United States Football League, and the first Washington Federal to get on the board this year. He did it with 8 seconds left on the clock. The defensive back fell down.
Well, that's got, listen to the crowd. What a great cheer.
Those who hung around, those of the announced 38,010 who are still here, are waving the banners. The drive, 3 plays, 53 yards, 27 seconds. And Obed Ariri out of Clemson comes on to try to add the extra point. Obed Ariri from Nigeria. A part of his tribal name means God only knows. The kick goes through. It's 28-7. A reporter once asked him, Obed, do you mean that you don't know what that part of your tribal name means? He said, no, I mean it means God only knows. It's 28-7.
Okay, here's Owensy back to pass. He got a great pass rush on him. IU is coming up the middle, but this is what he does better. He did it against me at Indiana and all the other players. He throws on the run, running for his life with great vision. There's Walker Lee wide open, touchdown. That is what they needed. They can build on that right there in the second half. Now watch Walker Lee. He goes down about 15 yards and breaks across the field. He runs towards the middle in the open, and Livers drops down, and he catches the ball, and George Allen will go crazy on that play. He wanted that shutout bad, but it's now 28-7.
You know, the other receiver who was down there looked like he was open, too.
Well, they can build on that. See what I'm talking about? That coach can talk about the enthusiasm, the way they played in the second half, and you're down 21-0, but what was it at halftime?
21 zip. They've got a flat-footed tie.
Now they got 7-7. We showed great poise, and congratulations, and both teams are happy.
Would you start Hohensee next week, or would you go back to the
Are you kidding me? Absolutely. Hohensee, Walters, Smith, throw it, and hold on. Because I tell you what, Hohensee's a competitor. One thing also, when they kick the extra point, somebody will say, why didn't they go for 2 to make it 28-8 or something? But they needed to get that kid, Areri, to kick one. So next week he could win the game.
Craig James had no room to breathe today, but if they can do this with the passing game next week, he will get a chance to run the football in a little daylight. Obed Areri, onside kick. I love a team that doesn't quit. And number 24, Virgil Livers, who was beaten on the touchdown pass, recovered the onside kick. So now the clock remains stopped with 8 seconds left. Not a tick on that one. And Tim Cagle will come on for the last play of the game. In case you're wondering, if there is a tie in United States Football League game, this league has the same rule as the NFL, a 15-minute quarter. Sudden death, tiebreaker. Second half, the Federals got 9 first downs, same as Chicago. You know, they've always said Cagle was slow. He even looked slow falling down.
That was a good ball game.
Good ball game for the Chicago Blitz and for George Allen, who has made a triumphant return to RFK Stadium in Washington.